Thank you, Howard, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. What a pleasure it is to see a room full of people for this 37th conference that we have jointly held with our Turkish friends. And I'd like to just start off by just making a few remarks about why we're here, because sometimes things get lost in the dialogue between bilateral relationships. We are here more to celebrate what we have in common than what we are discussing in our bilateral relationship, perhaps at the political level. I have been privileged to attend this conference both in uniform while I was Commandant of the Marine Corps and as Supreme Allied Commander Europe for many years. And what struck me about this conference was the fact that regardless of what was going on in the world, that people from the public sector and the private sector, very senior people, cared enough to come together once a year in a friendly environment of friendship, not so much to solve the problems of the world, but to affirm the fact that between Turkey and the United States, we are first and foremost friends. We have a long history. We sometimes disagree on things, but there are many more things that we agree on and that we celebrate in this unique relationship. And this has been a unique relationship, ladies and gentlemen, because it combines two things. It combines the public sector and the private sector at very senior levels. You heard Howard introduce the head table. I want to highlight the presence of my good friend and someone known to everyone in Turkey and the United States, Ambassador Jim Jeffrey, who will be addressing us later on this morning, and who actually insisted on coming to the conference. We were delighted to have him. Usually you have to poll senior officials, but Jim Jeffrey picked up the telephone call and says, I would like to come. I would like to address the conference. And as you know, as a special envoy in a very difficult part of the world, in his previous tours as an American ambassador to Turkey, among other countries, we have a senior diplomat here and a great patriot, but also someone who cares very much about the Turkish-American relationship. Yesterday, as some of you who are golf fans watched an amazing comeback by someone from who has overcome adversity, let's put it that way. Certainly physical adversity, almost impossible comeback to the top of the golf world, and that's Tiger Woods, of course. And in a way, without overstating it, ATC and the Taik relationship have overcome near extinction also. And it is wonderful to see a room full of people for this 37th conference. But this has not been easy. It has not been easy, I think, because perhaps for a little while we lost the direction of why we are here. We are here to affirm who we are and what we care about more than we're not completely in agreement on. Those things will be resolved, but the importance of Turkey and the importance of the Turkish-American relationship is something that everybody affirms, but it's also something like a marriage you have to work on. You go through some good times and some bad times. And I believe that we are pivoting out of some difficult times, hopefully into good times. Our two presidents have said publicly that they would like to see trade increase to $75 billion between our two countries. When I look at the board behind us and I look at all of you out here, this is a giant step in that direction. And in a few minutes, we'll be hearing from two people who represent exactly what this conference is about: the Defense Minister of Turkey and the President and CEO of the Chamber of Commerce. So we're going to focus in this conference, for all of you reporters out there, you should ask us what we are for, not about what we are against or what we're having difficulties with. We are for trade. We are for making sure that people understand that at the foundational level, the Turkish-American relationship is critically important, strategically, economically, culturally, and in all aspects of things. For 37 years, starting originally with a distinguished gentleman that we all remember and love, Brent Scowcroft, who was the first chairman of the ATC, followed by Ambassador Armitage, have dedicated a substantial portion of their lives towards ensuring that this relationship continues to thrive. In February of this year, with a great partner, our TAIC partnership, and with the help of TOB and the U.S. Chamber, over 40 companies visited Turkey. We were received by the President of Turkey. We were received by the First Lady of Turkey, who gave an electrifying presentation on waste management, which was extremely interesting. We were received by virtually every member of the cabinet that wanted to see us, and we wanted to see them. We were received by the defense minister, the chief of Turkish General Staff. We could not have been more courteously and more thoughtfully received in Ankara. And it was very interesting to note that the president hosted all of those companies and spent at least an hour and a half going around the room talking to the representative of each company and taking notes. I was sitting next to him, and he was taking copious notes about each company. So this is something that is a very serious ambition. We are here to nurture that ambition and to support it. I do want to publicly thank my good friend, Mehmet Ali Yalçındag, who has been a fantastic partner in helping with this comeback, if you will, much like Tiger Woods, the comeback of this relationship, which is manifested by your presence here today. I also want to highlight the friendship that we have with the Vice Chairman, Tamer Saka, who has been not only a great friend, but an invaluable source of good advice as we put this wonderful gathering together. So let me close by just wishing you well. I think you'll find that some of these panels and presentations will be, and I don't want to overstate it, but will be electrifying and well worth your attendance. And I won't highlight anyone in particular, but you're going to hear some new things about 5G and how important it is for both of our countries to be on the same wavelength on this issue. You're going to hear from the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff later on today. You're going to hear from great people from all different walks of life. And so let me just thank again the people who have worked so hard on this, particularly the staff of both ATC and TAIC. Some of them have been around for quite a few years and have dedicated their lives to making sure that this is a big success. So thank you to them. Thank you to Howard Beasy for his generous support. Howard now lives in Turkey. He is going to be, at some point, the departing president of ATC, but he has agreed to stay on until we make sure that this conference is a big success. So thank you so much, and I wish you a very, very interesting conference